What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. It is 63 degrees out. I want to go fishing. I'm about, I would say, 80-ish% right now. Still getting over the sickness. But I've got 3 rods rigged up here. You can see nothing too crazy. Spinnerbait, probably a broken rod. A spinnerbait, a jig, and a lipless. I'm going to keep it pretty simple today. I've got a little sling pack I'm going to take. But time's a ticking. I've got a few hours to fish. So stop yapping. Start fishing. Mark, thank you for the shirt. Let's go. Oh, there we go. First fish of the year on a lipless. Hit it and came back for it. Not a big one, but by golly. And first fish of the year on a Debo lipless. Not a bad little dude. Hit it, missed it, lost him, and come back for it. What a bite. Cool. Oh man, I barely had him. Barely had him. Finally made it out. Had a little time after work. Finally got the first one of the year, 2022. Thank you, Mr. Fish. And that's it right there. I have no problem fishing this all day. That's a Debo custom right there, baby. See if we can find any more. Put one of these on. It's a 3/4 ounce too, since it's so freaking windy. I don't think you could get away with a smaller one. All right, well, I wasn't recording there, had to check. Had just a little tiny dude hit it on the old spinnerbait. Of course, wasn't recording, didn't get the cast, but that guy is indeed smaller than the first one, but that is another fish, dang it. Off he goes. Of the old Booyah spinnerbait. So that's 2 on the day. It's been a dadgum grind trying to brave these 3,000 mile an hour winds. It's cold. I'm still like 80% trying to get over this dadgum cold and crud, whatever the heck I had. Oh, but I caught some fish finally. God, there's nowhere to get through here. How? There's one. Another one on the spinnerbait out there. Oh. All right, another one to the tally. Darn it, of course the biggest one I lose. Wasn't paying attention, trying to make sure I was recording. Another little guy. But that is another one on the old covert. Maybe as the sun's going down now, they're gonna start eating, maybe? Switch spots here, move down a little bit. That was first cast, he ate it. Course, the biggest fish I had hooked. I didn't have my GoPro on, or thought I didn't have it on, so I stopped, was fumbling with it. He come up, shook, and it was gone. Debo dummy moment. Go home, nerd. Small fish. There's one. He was over a little bit farther. Oh, come on. All right, well, we had to airlift him over here to me, but we got him. Another one a little over a pound. A couple of those today. We'll take it though. On a day that's been an absolute grind. For me, that's been the best thing, and the only thing I've still got the Booyah Covert spinnerbait, the Jason Christie special. Heck, since I'm out here, I'm just gonna stay here and hope we can land a couple more. That dude was out off to the side more and hit it. Holy smokes, fishing friends, all day it has taken to catch one little Ned rig fish. By golly, I don't believe it. There are fish in here, and I did catch one. Holy smokes. Well, a little guy wouldn't even go a pound, but first fish of the day. Thank you, fish, for it not being a skunk. Is that another fish out there swimming around? All right, fishing friends, that was the day. Listen, it wasn't a 20 fish day, but by golly, I finally got my first open water fish of 2022. And guess what? Yesterday, I think, was a high of 40. Today, a high of 39. Like, we can't get out of this weather. I don't know what the heck's going on with April. So hopefully in the next couple weeks it'll warm up and I'll be getting on some fish. But I wanted to talk about the combo. So this is the TFO Tactical Glass Bass. This is a 7'4" medium heavy 8 to 17 pound line rated for lures up to 1 ounce, and it's a moderate fast action rod, and I love it. It's a composite rod, so it is a little bit bigger. You notice a little bit bigger around if you fish a glass rod. Listen, they've come a long way. Back in the day, they used to be like big, huge pool cues, but this is a composite, I believe 60/40 if I remember correctly. It's combined the glass and the graphite. So you notice, a graphite rod is definitely smaller, but because of the material in the glass, you usually end up with a little bit bigger rod, but feels good in hand still. I mean, I palm, as long as I don't break the tip here, I palm it just like this. Felt perfect like that, fishing it all day. And the lure, if you remember back, Monster Bass did a specific Debo box, and if you remember, I actually put the Booyah Covert in there. This isn't the one. I think that one was a double willow or a tandem, but this is what I call the double Colorado, and actually this is the same color that Jason Christie just won a Bassmaster Elite on, this exact Booyah Covert, I believe 1/2 ounce in the chartreuse blue and white, but I think his was a single blade Colorado, a little bit bigger for muddy water. But I was throwing the 1/2 ounce because of the wind. As you could see in that video, the wind was a whipping and howling, but with a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait, this casted it really well. And this, I mean, is the Daiwa Tatula 150 reel. This truly might be one of the best all-around reels out there. I finally got one. Thanks to my guy Nick for the heads up. I got this over at American Legacy on sale, like I think 25, almost 30 bucks off. Man, it is such a nice reel. It's smooth, casts well. It's got an aluminum frame and an aluminum handle side plate if you're looking to pitch and flip with it. Mine, I know this is upside down, but I got the 7.3, and even throwing a spinnerbait like this, it didn't feel like it was underpowered or anything. I absolutely love the Tatula series reels, and I think this truly might be, I think they're regular $159. Truly might be one of the best reels you can get your hands on in that kind of $150-ish range as an all-around reel. I mean, I would have no problem fishing a whole arsenal of the 150s. It's got enough line capacity to do stuff. It's not like you're gonna spool it on big, long topwater casts and stuff. Such a good reel. And the line, speaking of the line, this is just some regular P-line Tactical, the 15 pound, 100% fluorocarbon. And this felt so good. I picked up this rod from TFO. I meant it to be my chatterbait rod, and I did throw the chatterbait the other day. I've only been out like 3 times this year. Crazy. But chatterbait felt real good on it because of that delay. And the same thing for a spinnerbait. So as you throw that lure out there, you're reeling it in, and that fish grabs it, especially from what I've heard for chatterbaits, 9 out of 10, those fish are going to grab it straight from behind, from what I've talked to people and from what I've read. I actually talked to the folks at TFO about this specifically. So hopefully we'll be able to get them on the show sometime soon, alive, pick their brains on rods and talk to them through all that. But the delay when you get with a composite rod, a glass and graphite mix, it's hard to replicate that in a 100% graphite rod. Now, I know some people like glass. You look at Brett Height, there's a number of people that love it. Then there's other people, I think Jacob Wheeler was talking about how he doesn't like it. He likes a graphite rod for spinnerbaits or chatterbaits, one of the two. So it really depends. It depends on the person. It is personal preference. But absolutely love the rod, how it feels in hand. It felt good. I'm surprised I lost that one fish. I don't know if he just barely had it, if he kind of went with the blades or what, but that would have been my 5th fish, dang it. I missed him, but that was the best one of the day. And of course, that's how it always goes. You lose the best one, but of course, I'll have everything linked below if you want to check any of it out. But today's subscribed fishing friend is 570 Bassin. Longtime follower, longtime commenter, supporter. Thank you, dude. It doesn't go without notice. I'm behind on comments and replying. I really need to find like a way to get back to that. But time is stretched thin, very thin. But thank you, dude. And thank you everybody else who continues to watch and support. Hopefully I'll be having some days soon where I'm out catching 20, 30 fish, maybe with Randizzle on jigs, something. But I'm just glad to get some bites on the old spinnerbait. The spinnerbait is not dead. It's an awesome spring lure. So enough for me. I got to get to editing. So thank you all for watching. And until next time.